The text glows mockingly from my phone screen. Don't you dare show up at my graduation ceremony. A pathetic stepmother like you will ruin everything. I'm Anna, and this message from my stepdaughter Maya just shattered what remained of my decade-long attempt at playing happy families. The phone slips from my trembling fingers onto the kitchen counter, landing next to the graduation cake I spent hours decorating with purple roses, Maya's favorite color. Did you see my post about the ceremony? Ryan's voice booms from behind me. My husband's footsteps echo against the hardwood floors, each step making my spine stiffen. The school's limiting it to 4 tickets per student. I turn slowly, forcing a smile. Maya just texted me about that. And? He raises an eyebrow, his expression already hardening. The same look he gives when he's about to explain why I'm wrong about something. She doesn't want me there. The words taste like acid. Ryan sighs, that familiar sound of disappointment he's perfected over the years. Can you blame her? Last time you attended one of her events, you embarrassed her in front of her friends with all that excessive cheering. That was her sophomore year play. I was proud of her. You were inappropriate. He pulls out his phone, probably texting Maya. Besides, her mother's flying in for the ceremony. It would be awkward having you both there. Of course, Sarah, the ghost I've competed with for 10 years. The perfect mother who abandoned her daughter for a new life in California, but still manages to swoop in for all the important moments, stealing the spotlight while I fade into the background. I made her favorite cake, I say quietly, gesturing to the counter. Ryan barely glances at it. She's having dinner with Sarah's family after the ceremony. We can freeze it for later. He walks to the refrigerator, grabs a beer, and heads toward his home office. Oh, and don't forget to transfer the money for her graduation gift. The laptop she wants isn't going to buy itself. The front door slams, and Maya storms in, dropping her backpack by the stairs, exactly where I've asked her countless times not to leave it. She sees me and freezes, her face twisting into that familiar mask of contempt. Did you get my message? She asks, voice dripping with venom. Maya, Save it. She cuts me off, already heading upstairs. Just stay away from my graduation. You're not my mother, you never will be, so stop pretending. I stand there, staring at the cake I spent hours making, at the perfectly piped roses that suddenly look garish and desperate. 10 years of trying to be the perfect stepmother, of swallowing my pride, of making excuses for their behavior to my parents, of pretending not to notice Ryan's subtle put-downs and Maya's escalating cruelty. My phone buzzes again. Another text from Maya. And don't even think about telling Dad about this. He always takes your side anyway. I almost laugh at that. When has Ryan ever taken my side? But something inside me shifts as I read her words again. The familiar ache of rejection morphs into something darker, something that's been building for years. I pick up my phone and open my gallery. There, hidden in a folder labeled recipes, are screenshots of Ryan's secret email correspondence with his ex-business partner, the ones detailing their fraudulent schemes. Next to it is a recording from last month, when Maya bragged to her boyfriend about hacking into the school system to change her grades. My fingers hover over the folder. I've been collecting evidence for months, telling myself I was just being paranoid. But now, staring at the ruined cake and feeling the weight of a decade of humiliation, I realize I've been preparing for this moment all along. They want me gone from the graduation ceremony? Fine, but they have no idea what else they're about to lose. The kitchen knife slices through vegetables with mechanical precision as I prepare dinner, each chop echoing my growing resentment. 3 place settings at the table, though we haven't eaten together in months. Maya's laughter drifts down from upstairs where she's video chatting with Sarah, planning their post-graduation celebration. The front door opens, and Ryan's expensive cologne announces his presence before he appears. Something smells good, he says, loosening his tie. Though you might want to ease up on the garlic. I keep chopping. The recipe calls for 4 cloves. Sarah never used this much garlic. He peers over my shoulder. Maya's sensitive to strong flavors, you know that. The knife pauses mid-slice. Maya's been eating my garlic-heavy meals for 10 years, and complaining about them for just as long. He reaches past me for a piece of carrot. By the way, I need you to transfer another $5,000 to the joint account. Maya's graduation party venue increased their deposit. I thought Sarah was handling the party arrangements. She is, but we agreed to split costs. Ryan's tone shifts, That subtle warning edge I've learned to recognize. Unless you'd rather Maya remember her graduation as the time her stepmother was too petty to contribute. The knife comes down harder than necessary. I'll transfer it tonight. Good. He heads upstairs, calling out, Maya, princess, how was your day? My phone buzzes with a text from Emily. Coffee tomorrow? Haven't seen you in weeks. I start typing a response when Maya appears in the kitchen, phone pressed to her ear. Mom, Anna's making that awful garlic chicken again. I know, right? Remember your lemon herb recipe? She walks past me to the refrigerator, still talking. The graduation party's going to be amazing. Dad's handling everything. No, Anna's just helping with money. She grabs a yogurt and turns to leave, then pauses. Oh, Mom wants to know if you're still insisting on coming to the ceremony? The knife clatters into the sink. Tell Sarah I wouldn't dream of intruding on her special moment. Maya rolls her eyes. She says she's not coming. She reports into the phone, then adds with a smirk. Finally, she gets it. After she leaves, I retrieve my laptop from the study, opening the folder of screenshots. There's a new email from Ryan to his ex-partner, discussing ways to hide their fraudulent transactions. My fingers hover over the keyboard, tempted to forward everything to his company's board of directors. Not yet. The doorbell rings. Through the peephole, I see Lucas, Maya's boyfriend, shifting nervously on the porch. I open the door. Hi, Mrs. Harrison. Is Maya home? Lucas. I force a smile. Come in. She's upstairs. He hesitates. Actually, could I talk to you for a minute about Maya's grades? My pulse quickens. What about them? She told me what she did, hacking the school system. He glances toward the stairs. I think she's planning something bigger for the final transcripts before they go to colleges. I tried talking her out of it, but... Lucas! Maya's sharp voice cuts through the air. She storms down the stairs, face flushed with anger. What are you doing? Maya, this isn't right, he starts. Shut up! She grabs his arm, yanking him toward the door. We're going for a walk. Maya, I call after her. We need to talk about... The door slams. Through the window, I watch them arguing on the sidewalk, Lucas gesturing frantically while Maya jabs a finger at his chest. Ryan appears behind me. Everything okay? I turn to face him, studying the careful concern in his expression. Does he know about Maya's grade manipulation? Is he behind it? The evidence folder on my laptop suddenly feels like a loaded gun. Just teenage drama, I say lightly. Nothing to worry about. He nods, already dismissing the situation. About that money transfer. I'll do it now. I head to my laptop, but instead of accessing our bank account, I open my email and compose a message to my mother. Mom, I need your help. Things are worse than I thought. The reply comes almost instantly. Come over tomorrow. There's something you need to know about Ryan. I close the laptop, a cold certainty settling in my chest. The graduation ceremony is 2 weeks away. Plenty of time to unravel the web of lies they've woven around me. The garlic chicken burns in the oven, filling the house with acrid smoke. Nobody comes down for dinner anyway. My mother's farmhouse kitchen smells like coffee and secrets. Karen sits across from me, her hands wrapped around a steaming mug, while my father Tom paces by the window. Ryan worked for your father's company 15 years ago, Karen says, sliding a yellowed envelope across the table, before he married Sarah. Inside are photographs, younger versions of Ryan with my father's former business partner James, the same James that Ryan claimed he'd never met when he, coincidentally, partnered with him last year. He orchestrated the merger deliberately, Tom says, his voice rough. Used inside information from his time here to manipulate the board. James was just his puppet. The coffee turns bitter in my mouth. Why didn't you tell me this before? Would you have believed us? Karen's eyes are sharp. You were so determined to see the good in him. My phone buzzes. Another text from Maya. Where are you? Dad's furious you didn't make his breakfast meeting with the investors. I ignore it, pulling up the banking app instead. The $5,000 I transferred yesterday is gone, along with another $12,000 from our savings. He's bleeding the accounts dry. That's not all. Tom stops pacing, places a stack of papers in front of me. These arrived yesterday. Someone's been accessing confidential company files using my old credentials. The timestamps match Maya's study sessions in our home office. The ones where she insisted on using my laptop because hers was too slow. Karen reaches for my hand. Anna, there's more. Sarah didn't leave Ryan. He forced her out after she discovered. The front door chimes. Through the window, I see Ryan's car in the driveway. How did he know I was here? Location tracking on your phone, Karen says quietly. He's been doing it for months. Ryan's footsteps on the porch. Tom moves to block the door, but I stop him. Let him in. I want to hear what lie he tells this time. The door opens. Ryan stands there, all polished charm and controlled anger. Anna, darling, Maya's worried sick. You missed her final dress fitting. Did you spend that money on the dress fitting, Ryan? Or did it go to James like the last transfer? His smile doesn't waver, but something cold flickers in his eyes. You're confused, sweetheart. Why don't we discuss this at home? Like we discussed the merger? Or Maya's grade manipulation? Karen, he says smoothly, you've always had such an active imagination, filling Anna's head with conspiracies. I saw the emails, I cut in. All of them, including the ones to Sarah. The mask slips. Ryan takes a step forward, but Tom moves between us. That's close enough. My phone buzzes again. Maya's text reads, Found your laptop. Interesting files you've been keeping, Anna. Would be a shame if they disappeared. Maya's deleting evidence right now, isn't she? I meet Ryan's gaze. But she doesn't know about the cloud backups, or the copies I sent to the school board this morning. The color drains from his face. You're bluffing. Like you bluffed about James? About Sarah? I stand, my voice steady despite my racing heart. The graduation ceremony is in 10 days. Plenty of time for the truth to come out. You'll destroy Maya's future, he snarls. Is that what you want? You did that yourself when you taught her to hack school records. He lunges forward, but Tom catches him. In the scuffle, papers scatter across the floor, including a document I hadn't seen before. A police report with Sarah's name. Karen snatches it up before Ryan can reach it. Still want to claim Sarah left voluntarily? Ryan's composure shatters completely. You have no idea what you're dealing with. By the time I'm done, you'll wish. Get out! Tom's voice is steel. Before I call the police myself. After Ryan leaves, tire tracks scarring the driveway. I pick up the police report with trembling hands. Mom, what happened to Sarah? Karen takes a deep breath. She found evidence of Ryan's first fraud scheme. The night before she planned to report it, there was an accident. She survived, but the trauma... She pauses. There's something else you need to see. She opens her laptop, pulls up a video file. Security footage from that night. Watch carefully. As the grainy image plays, my blood turns to ice, because there's Ryan tampering with Sarah's car brakes, and behind him, watching, learning, a 12-year-old Maya. The truth hits me like a physical blow. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about stopping history from repeating itself. My phone lights up with one final text from Maya. Game on, stepmom. Emily's coffee shop feels like neutral territory, though I know better now. She stirs her latte while I watch Lucas pace outside, gathering courage to come in. Ryan called me last night, Emily says. He's worried about you. Says you've been acting paranoid. Of course he did. I study her face, wondering how long she's been his confidant. Did he mention the police report about Sarah? Her spoon clinks against porcelain. Sarah had problems, Anna. Everyone knew that. Like brake failure? Lucas finally pushes through the door, clutching his backpack. His eyes dart between us before settling on me. Mrs. Harrison, I have something you need to see. Emily stands. Lucas, this isn't... Show me, I cut her off. He pulls out his phone, hands shaking. Maya asked me to edit these for her college applications, but when I opened the files... He swipes through screenshots of financial documents, each bearing my forged signature. There's more. About Sarah. Emily grabs her purse. I should go. Sit down. My voice is ice. You knew about Sarah's accident too, didn't you? The bell above the door chimes. Maya walks in, her face twisting when she sees Lucas. You pathetic snitch! Maya, please, Lucas says. Tell her the truth about what your dad made you do. Made me? Maya laughs, but there's something brittle in it. I chose to help him, just like I'm choosing to do this. She pulls out a USB drive. Remember those backup files you were so smug about, Anna? Dad's lawyer would love to see how you've been collecting private information illegally. Like you collected Sarah's medical records? Lucas's voice cracks. Tell her about the brake lines, Maya. Tell her what you watched your father do. The coffee shop falls silent. Maya's composure slips for just a second, revealing something wounded and desperate underneath. You don't understand. He said it was the only way to protect us. From what? I ask quietly. From people like you! She slams her hands on the table. Sarah was going to ruin everything, just like you're trying to do now. Emily reaches for her phone. Maya notices. Call my dad if you want. He already knows I'm here. In fact, she checks her watch with exaggerated care. He should be finishing up at the bank right now, transferring the last of your savings into an account you can't touch. My hands curl into fists under the table. You really think I care about money? No. Maya smirks. You care about justice, about doing the right thing. That's why this is going to break you. She slides an envelope across the table. Inside are photos, recent ones. Me meeting with Karen and Tom, me copying files from Ryan's computer, me talking to Lucas outside his house. Stalking, harassment, theft of private information, Maya lists off. Dad's lawyer says that's enough for a restraining order, maybe even criminal charges. Lucas starts to speak, but Maya silences him with a look. Choose carefully whose side you're on. Remember what happened to the last person who tried to expose us? The threat hangs in the air. I think of Sarah, of brake lines and accidents, of a 12-year-old girl learning her father's darkest lessons. Maya, I say softly. I saw the security footage. Her face goes white. For a moment, she's that 12-year-old again, watching her father commit a crime she'd spend years trying to justify. You're lying. Your mother survived. She's in California, isn't she? Not traveling the world like Ryan claimed. She's hiding. Maya's hands shake as she snatches back the envelope. You don't know anything. I know Ryan's teaching you to become him, and I know you're smart enough to see where that path leads. She backs away, bumping into chairs. Lucas, we're leaving. No. He stands his ground. I'm done helping cover this up. Maya's mask cracks completely. Fine. Burn with her. She storms out, the bell's cheerful ring a jarring counterpoint to her exit. Emily watches her go, then turns to me with tears in her eyes. Anna, I'm so sorry. I didn't know about the brake lines. I thought Sarah really was... Save it. I stand, gathering the screenshots Lucas brought. The graduation ceremony is in a week. Make sure you're there. Why? I think of Sarah, hiding somewhere in California, believing her daughter is lost to her forever. Because Maya needs to see what happens when the truth finally comes out. Lucas clutches his backpack tighter. They'll try to stop you. I know. I head for the door, then pause. Lucas, thank you for choosing the truth. Outside, the summer air feels heavy with promise. Or maybe that's just the weight of what's coming. Either way, there's no turning back now. 3 days before graduation, I play the perfect stepmother. I help Maya try on her white graduation gown, pretending not to notice when she flinches at my touch. I smile at Ryan's jokes during dinner, nodding along as he describes the elaborate graduation party plans. The garage door opener whirs at midnight. I watch from our bedroom window as Ryan loads boxes into his car. Documents I'm not supposed to know about. Evidence he thinks is still safely hidden. My phone vibrates. A text from Lucas. Maya's scared. Really scared. She asked about witness protection programs. Before I can respond, Ryan's footsteps echo on the stairs. I delete the message, slip into bed, and steady my breathing. The bedroom door opens. Still awake? His voice is honey-sweet, masking poison. Just worried about the graduation preparations. The bed dips as he sits beside me. I've been thinking, he says, running his fingers through my hair. A gesture that once meant love, now feels like ownership. Maybe you're right. You should come to the ceremony. I keep my voice neutral. What changed your mind? Families should stick together, shouldn't they? His hand tightens slightly in my hair. Besides, Maya's mother called. She's not coming after all. My pulse quickens. Sarah backing out wasn't part of the plan. That must be disappointing for Maya. He releases my hair, stands up. Oh, I almost forgot. Your mother called while you were in the shower. Something about meeting tomorrow? The lie hangs between us. I haven't received any calls. He's testing me. Yes, she's helping with Maya's graduation gift. How nice. He moves to the door. Sleep well, darling. Tomorrow's an important day. After he leaves, I text Karen. Ryan's moving documents. He knows something's coming. Her reply is immediate. Sarah called. She's still coming. Ryan's lying. I slip downstairs, careful to avoid the creaking step. Through the kitchen window, I watch Ryan make another trip to his car. A manila envelope falls, spilling photos across the driveway. Even from here, I recognize them. Surveillance photos of Sarah in California. Recent ones. My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. It's Sarah. Maya reached out. She wants out, Anna, but she's terrified of him. Another buzz. Maya. I know you're watching him. I know what you're planning. Please don't. You don't understand what he's capable of. The garage door closes. I retreat to the kitchen as Ryan returns. He pauses in the doorway, studying me in the darkness. Midnight snack? He asks pleasantly. Couldn't sleep. Worried about something? Just graduation jitters. Every mother gets them, right? His smile doesn't reach his eyes. You're not her mother. No, I agree softly. I'm just the woman who's watched you twist her into your image for 10 years. The pleasant mask slips. Careful, Anna. Some thoughts are better left unspoken. Like the thoughts Sarah had about brake lines? His hand shoots out, grabs my wrist. You've been quite busy lately. Meeting with Lucas, talking to your parents, digging through old files. His grip tightens. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? Like you noticed Maya's crying at night? Or how she researches witness protection when she thinks no one's watching? Something dangerous flashes in his eyes. I've protected her. You've destroyed her. I twist free of his grip. But tomorrow, that ends. Tomorrow? He laughs, but there's an edge of uncertainty. Tomorrow is just a graduation ceremony, a celebration of family. Yes, I say, moving toward the stairs. It certainly will be. He calls after me. Whatever you're planning, remember, accidents happen, even to careful people. I pause on the steps. They certainly do. Ask Sarah about that when you see her tomorrow. His sharp intake of breath tells me I've scored a hit. In our bedroom, I lock the door and send one final text to Sarah. Everything's ready. See you at graduation. Maya's voice drifts through the wall, a muffled sob that could be fear or grief or both. Tomorrow, she'll have to choose between the father who taught her to break laws and the mother who ran to save her life. And I'll have to choose too. Between revenge and redemption. Between destroying Ryan and saving Maya. The graduation gown hangs on my closet door. Pristine white in the darkness. By this time tomorrow, it won't be white anymore. Nothing will be clean or simple ever again. But then, it never really was. The graduation ceremony buzzes with anticipation. I sit in the back row, watching Ryan work the crowd like the conductor of his own private orchestra. Maya stands with her classmates, white gown pristine, refusing to look in my direction. My phone vibrates. Sarah. I'm here. Side entrance. Before I can respond, Ryan slides into the seat beside me. Quite a turnout, he says, placing his hand over mine. His fingers press into my wrist, a warning disguised as affection. I do hope nothing disrupts Maya's big moment. That depends on you. I try to pull away, but his grip tightens. I spoke to the school board this morning, he whispers. Fascinating what they shared about anonymous tips and evidence submissions. Almost as fascinating as the brake repair records I found from Sarah's accident. My blood runs cold. What did you do? His smile is razor sharp. Let's just say the board now has proof that you've been harassing Maya, tampering with school records and attempting to sabotage her future. They're very concerned. The principal approaches the podium. Ryan releases my wrist, standing to join the other parents at the front. As he passes Maya's row, she hands him something. A USB drive. My USB drive. The one containing all my evidence. The ceremony begins. I scan the crowd for Sarah, but see only Karen's worried face, Tom's clenched jaw. My phone buzzes again. Anna, Ryan's men found me. I'm sorry, I can't risk Maya. The principal reads names. Maya walks across the stage, accepting her diploma with practiced grace. Ryan beams, the proud father whose daughter overcame her unstable stepmother's attempts to ruin her life. I stand, my legs shaking. This is the moment. Everything we planned, everything we prepared for. But Ryan's already moving. He takes the podium, waving away the principal's confusion. If I could say a few words about my daughter? The crowd murmurs approval. Of course they'll let him speak. They always let him speak. Maya's journey hasn't been easy, he begins, voice thick with manufactured emotion. Especially these past few months, when someone we trusted tried to destroy everything she's worked for. Heads turn. Eyes find me in the back row. Maya stares at her hands, knuckles white around her diploma. But today we celebrate not just Maya's academic achievements, but her resilience in the face of betrayal. Ryan's eyes lock with mine. The school board has launched a full investigation into recent allegations of grade tampering and harassment. They've already identified the guilty party. The USB drive sits on the podium beside him. Everything I collected, the financial records, the surveillance photos, Sarah's testimony, now twisted into evidence against me. Hannah? Maya's voice cuts through the whispers. She stands, trembling in her white gown. Don't! But I'm already moving toward the stage. 10 years of silence, of watching Ryan corrupt his daughter, of letting him think he'd won. The guilty party, I say clearly into the microphone, is right here. Chaos erupts. Ryan lunges for the microphone, but I'm faster. The USB drive falls, skittering across the stage. Maya dives for it, but Lucas appears from nowhere, snatching it up. Play it, I tell him. Ryan's mask finally cracks. Maya, stop him! But Maya doesn't move. She looks past us both toward the back of the auditorium, where Sarah now stands, surrounded by federal agents. Hello, Ryan, Sarah says, her voice carrying in the sudden silence. Remember me? The agents move forward. Ryan backs away, desperately searching for an escape route. Maya, tell them what really happened! Maya looks at her father, then at Sarah, then at me. 10 years of manipulation crystallized in one moment of choice. She takes the USB drive from Lucas and walks to the podium. My name is Maya Harrison, she says, her voice shaking. And I want to tell you about the night my father tried to kill my mother. Ryan lunges at her, but the agents are faster. As they lead him away, I see his face transform. Not with rage or defeat, but with something worse. Pride. Pride in the daughter he taught to lie, to manipulate, to destroy. Pride even as she betrays him. Maya's voice continues, steady now, revealing every dark secret we collected, but I barely hear her. Because Ryan's final smile tells me what I should have known all along. This isn't over. Not even close. And Maya, standing in her pristine white gown, speaking her father's sins into existence, has learned far too well at his knee to ever truly break free. The police station's interrogation room feels smaller with each passing hour. Maya sits across from me, still in her graduation gown, now stained with coffee and tears. Sarah paces behind her, while Ryan's voice echoes from the next room, spinning lies to the federal agents. You don't understand what you've done, Maya says, her fingers tracing patterns on the metal table. He has contingency plans. He always has plans. Maya. Sarah reaches for her daughter's hand, but Maya pulls away. Don't! You left me with him! You ran! I tried to take you! You should have tried harder! Maya's fist slams the table. Anna at least stayed. Even when we were cruel, she stayed. The door opens. A detective enters with a laptop. We found this in Mr. Harrison's car. Miss, we need you to verify these recordings. Maya's hands shake as she reaches for the computer. The video plays. A 12-year-old version of herself watching Ryan tamper with Sarah's car. But there's more. The angle changes, showing Ryan coaching Maya afterward, teaching her how to lie to the police. Turn it off, Maya whispers. There's more, I say quietly. Show them the rest. She looks at me, really looks at me for the first time in years. Why didn't you just leave? Everyone else leaves. Because you needed someone to stay, even if you hated them for it. The laptop continues playing. Ryan's voice fills the room. Remember, princess, we protect each other. No one else matters. Not Sarah, not Anna, no one. Maya's shoulders shake. He said he was protecting me. By teaching you to hack school records? To help him steal from my father's company? By teaching me to survive! She stands, the white gown swirling. You think this ends with him in jail? You think his partners will just let us walk away? On cue, my phone buzzes. Unknown number. Check your email. The detective's computer pings simultaneously. He opens the message, and security footage fills the screen. Karen and Tom's house, filmed an hour ago. Men in dark clothes entering through the back door. Mom, I breathe. Maya's laugh is hollow. See, he always has plans. But something's wrong. The men aren't leaving with my parents. They're being led out in handcuffs. The camera pans, showing Karen holding a phone, Tom standing with more federal agents. What? Maya stumbles back. That's not... He said they'd take care of... Your father's partners turned on him an hour ago, Sarah says. They're all being arrested. No. Maya shakes her head. No, he promised. He said if I helped him destroy the evidence, if I played my part at graduation... The door slams open. Ryan stands there, handcuffed, flanked by agents. His eyes lock onto Maya. Princess, don't say another word. Everything I did was for you. Tell them... Tell them what? Maya's voice cracks. How you made me watch you hurt Mom? How you taught me to hurt Anna? How many lies am I supposed to keep telling Dad? Maya. His voice drops to that familiar manipulative whisper we're all each other has. No. I stand between them. She has her mother. She has me. She has a chance to choose something different. Choose? He laughs. I chose her path the moment Sarah threatened to expose me. Everything since then, every lesson, every manipulation, it's in her blood now. Isn't it, Princess? Maya moves so fast I barely register it. One moment she's beside me, the next she's inches from Ryan's face. You're right, Dad. I learned every lesson. She turns to the detective. I want to make a deal. I'll tell you everything, every crime, every scheme, every partner's name, starting with what really happened the night of Mom's accident. Ryan's mask finally shatters. Maya! I learned from the best, she says, her voice pure ice. Never leave loose ends. As they lead Ryan away, he calls back one last time. You'll never be free of me. You are what I made you. Maya watches him go, then turns to Sarah and me. He's right about one thing. I am what he made me. She straightens her ruined graduation gown. But starting now, I choose who I become. The detective gestures to the laptop, still recording. Maya sits down, takes a deep breath, and begins to speak. With each word, each revelation, Ryan's web of lies unravels further. And I realize that sometimes revenge isn't about destroying someone. It's about giving their victims the strength to save themselves. The divorce papers feel lighter than they should. I sign my name beneath Ryan's, watching the ink dry on the final page. Outside the courthouse, autumn leaves scatter across the steps where Maya waits, her graduation gown long since traded for worn jeans and a guarded expression. He made a deal, she says as I approach. 8 years, with possibility of parole. I know. I hand her an envelope. Her college acceptance letter, reissued after the academic board reviewed her case. You start in January. She doesn't take it. Why are you still helping me? After everything? Because you're not him. I place the envelope on the step between us, and neither am I. Neither am... My phone buzzes. Karen, asking about dinner. But there's another message below it, from an unknown number. Karma isn't finished with any of you. Maya notices my expression. Dad? One of his partners, probably. I delete the message. There will always be loose ends. That's what he counted on. She finally takes the envelope. The fear of what might happen if we tried to leave. Sarah's car pulls up, and Maya tenses. They're trying. Therapy twice a week, supervised visits, slow steps towards something that might become trust. But Ryan's shadow lingers in every hesitation, every careful word. Anna. Maya's voice stops me as I turn to leave. The night of graduation, when you showed up despite everything, how did you know I would choose differently? I didn't. I think of the USB drive still in evidence lockup. I just knew you deserved the chance to choose for yourself. She nods, understanding what I'm not saying. That revenge wasn't about destroying Ryan, but about breaking his hold on all of us. Even now, his words echo in court transcripts and late-night nightmares. You'll never be free of me. But we are. Not cleanly, not completely. Freedom never is. It's in the small choices. Maya choosing community college over the prestigious university Ryan demanded. Sarah learning to speak without looking over her shoulder. Me, signing my name on divorce papers without trembling. Lucas is waiting, Maya says, but doesn't move. He wants to help me pack for the dorm. Good. I remember his courage in the coffee shop, choosing truth over safety. Hold on to people who help you be better. She takes a step, hesitates. The graduation cake you made, I kept a piece. Frozen like Dad suggested, but not for the reasons he thought. I wait, letting her find the words. I kept it to remind myself that someone cared enough to try, even when I was... She swallows. Even when I was becoming him. Sarah calls from the car. Maya straightens, squaring her shoulders, a gesture so like Ryan it hurts. But then she smiles, small and real, and it's purely herself. As they drive away, another text arrives. Watch your back, some debts never expire. But below it is a message from Emily. Coffee tomorrow? I owe you the truth about everything. And below that, from Lucas. Maya's laughing again. Real laughs. I think of Ryan in his prison cell, plotting revenge, believing he still controls us through fear. I think of the white graduation gown, now evidence in a federal case, stained but not destroyed. Karen and Tom wait at their farmhouse, where dinner and forgiveness and second chances steam up the windows, where we'll talk about the future instead of the past, about healing instead of revenge. The autumn wind picks up, sending leaves dancing across the courthouse steps. One catches on the divorce papers in my hand, a splash of red against the stark white legal text, like the graduation gown, like the cake, like all the things Ryan tried to keep pristine and controlled, now transformed by the messiness of freedom. I let the leaf fall, but keep the papers. Evidence of an ending, yes, but also of a beginning. Because that's the thing about revenge. It's not the end of the story. It's just the turning of the page. My phone buzzes one last time. Maya. Thank you for staying. I smile, thinking of all the ways we choose to stay, to leave, to change. Thinking of all the ways karma works through small moments and big choices, through purple roses on graduation cakes and leaves on courthouse steps. I text back, always. Then I walk down the steps, leaving Ryan's shadow behind, into whatever story comes next.